Now at noon, an alleged drunk driver is out on bail this afternoon. He's still accused of plowing through a crowd in Portland's Oldtown, leaving several people hurt.
It was so fast. I watched my leg get hit, a lot of my friends.
Prosecutors say this isn't the first time the suspect has faced drunk driving charges. Plus, a hit and run in southeast Portland that leaves 2 teens from Tigert with injuries.
I think he hit me with the left corner of his car because I have a bruise that's like the exact shape of a headlight, like distinctly the shape of a headlight.
We'll have more details on the suspect and the car that police are still trying to track down. Then later, part 2 of this week's visit to Harney County in eastern Oregon, where the town of Burns is struggling to recover from heavy flooding this spring.
You know, it kind of makes you think, do I want to still live here? You know, makes us wonder.
Community members have grown desperate, while the city says help has been nearly non-existent at both the state and federal levels. KGW News at noon starts right now. Thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Drew Carney, and we start the newscast in Washington County. That's where a judge just sentenced Robert A. Trops to life in prison for murdering his wife almost 40 years ago. Debbie A. Trops was found strangled to death in the trunk of her car in 1988. This case went cold until 2023. That's when detectives say they uncovered DNA evidence that proved Robert A. Trops committed the crime. He's now 70 years old. His life sentence comes with the possibility of parole after 25 years. We also just got an update on a shooting in Yamhill County. The Newburgh-Dundee Police Department confirms that a Yamhill County Sheriff's deputy shot and killed a suspect who stabbed 2 people last night at Valley's Edge RV Park in Sheridan. So this happened just before 7 o'clock last night on Southeast Sheridan Road, and police say there were multiple witnesses. The 2 stabbing victims were treated for their injuries, but we still don't know how serious they are. We're also tracking one of the area's newest wildfires that started yesterday in the Gorge near the town of Wyeth. That's about 8 miles east of Cascade Locks. Good news from fire officials this afternoon. They say the fire is covering less than 7 acres at this point after growing to at least 25 acres last night. Level 1 and Level 2 evacuation warnings are still in place for areas around Wyeth Campground and Herman Creek Road. I-84 has stayed open through that area, but smoke from the fire could impact drivers' visibility. All right, we're going to take a break from the news headlines to step outside onto the KGW weather deck. That's where Rod Hill is soaking up the sun this afternoon. What's happening, Rod?
Yeah, my sunny position brought to you by Rick's Custom Fencing and Decking. It is. I'm just looking around to make sure, there's not a cloud in the sky. We are temperature-wise tracking pretty similar to yesterday. Remember, yesterday did make it up to 90, so we think we're going to get into some hot afternoon hours today. I do want to get back to fire danger for a moment as we took a look at this map. And the red area, which includes Madison Bend and all the way over to John Day, these are active red flag warnings for high fire danger this afternoon and this evening, primarily because we expect some thunderstorm activity to pop up and lightning strikes potentially causing new blazes. The tan color, which extends up past the Columbia River through Pendleton up into Kennewick, that's a fire weather watch issued already for tomorrow. Danger high tomorrow for new fire starts, primarily because of gusty winds that will return out of the gorge. Some more on that coming up in just a bit. Here are the noontime temperatures as you look live at Salem. Temperature up to 81 degrees at noon. Certainly looking at 90 this afternoon. Let's see where the Rose City is at lunchtime. There are the clear skies I mentioned. And we're at 78. That's +2 ahead of yesterday's schedule. And yesterday did make it to 90. Our hour-by-hour forecast puts us 89, 90 degrees at 5 p.m. this afternoon. We have a cool down coming. We'll talk about that as part of your 7-day forecast, Drew, when I come back down into the studio. For now, live up on the weather deck. Not hot yet. Actually feels pretty good in the sun, Drew. Back to you.
All right, Rob, we'll check in with you a little bit later. Right now, we do want to get back to some of our news headlines this afternoon. A man accused of hitting multiple people while driving drunk in Oldtown is out of jail. 32-year-old Tyler Miller posted bail after appearing in court yesterday. So witnesses say he hit as many as a dozen people after running a stop sign early on the 4th of July. Initial reports last Friday said 4 people went to the hospital, some of them with broken bones. Since then, the prosecution says 5 more victims have come forward. This all happened just after 2 a.m. on Friday. Again, this was in Portland's Oldtown. Police say Miller was driving a gray Mustang and blew through a stop sign near Northwest 4th and Cooch. Yesterday in court, Miller pleaded not guilty. Court documents show his blood alcohol level was 0.19. Again, that's 0.19, more than twice the legal limit.
Initially, they were up at the window saying you need to stop your car, put it in park. And he was fumbling with the controls of the vehicle and actually backed up quite a ways. And so they're still trying to get him to stop. You know, they're worried that someone else might get hurt.
Turns out this isn't the first time Miller's faced drunk driving charges. Last year, he completed a diversion program in Washington County. That led to the court dismissing a previous DUI charge. He's due back in court next week. In Tigard, 2 teens are recovering at home after someone hit them with a car in southeast Portland and then took off. Investigators say the driver ran a red light and hit the 2 18-year-olds in a crosswalk. This happened just after midnight 2 Sundays ago at southeast 122nd and Market Street. One of the teens suffered cuts and bruises, the other a broken leg.
I think he hit me with the left corner of his car because I have a bruise that's like the exact shape of a headlight, like distinctly the shape of a headlight.
I do think there's an issue of like, that was seriously concerning. If you hit 2 young pedestrians, another car, and your instinct is, I gotta get out of here.
Police are still trying to find the suspect. They described the car they were driving as a black or dark colored SUV. Anyone who knows anything about the hit and run should contact Portland police. In Washington County, a man is charged with multiple counts of attempted murder after police say he drove his truck through a 3-inch thick steel gate at a Sherwood RV facility, then started randomly shooting at people. 41-year-old Travis Bloomhagen made his first appearance in court yesterday. He didn't make a plea, though, and will stay in custody until at least next week. We had a chance to speak to the owner of that RV facility.
Actually, I also shot at a kid in their detail in a pickup. So that kid ran for cover and hid in a storage unit.
That is wild.
Unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
Police also say when he tried to get away, Bloomhagen rammed a Sherwood patrol car and also fired a gun at officers.